Giorgio Tsoukalos is joining us, Ancient Aliens, talking about this live stage show. It's pretty cool. What's up, Giorgio? Good to see you, man. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys? Thank you very much for having me on and to talk about the Ancient Aliens live roadshow.
Dude, I think it's great. I am so excited about this. I mean, first of all, I am a huge fan of the show. I have been watching the show forever. My favorite episode of all time, though, is when you guys had the sit down with William Shatner. Bill is a friend, and you guys just kind of talking amongst each other. And I'm like, yes, which brings me back to the live show because there's a lot of similarities between that episode and your live show.
Yeah, I can see that.
Wasn't it fantastic? I mean, I agree with you. It is definitely in my top 5, top 10 all-time Ancient Aliens episodes. And it was such an incredible opportunity to meet William and to, talk to him about all these different things. And what I've concluded, or what we've all concluded after shooting, because it took about a day to shoot that he was a guy that's genuinely a seeker. He's interested in the origin of the universe, why we're here, where we're going, and I mean, he is one of the deepest thinkers that I've ever met in my life, and I was, very positively, I had a very positive opinion of him always, but to see that in real life, he's also a great person was wonderful. And so, yes, this live show will be us, not with William, but it's going to be myself, David Childress, William Henry, Travis Taylor, and Nick Pope will be on stage addressing a whole bunch of the topics that we talk about on Ancient Aliens and beyond, especially with the stuff that's going on up in the sky right now with the UFOs.
Dude, okay, what is up? Have you seen the Pentagon report about the mothership out there sending probes here to Earth?
I have, and I think this is an incredible development, because had you guys told me 20 years ago that one day we would have a headline like this, I would have said, yeah, you're crazy, because 25 years ago when I began this professionally, I always said that these things should be discussed on front page news, and they never were. And then 5 years ago, something changed. The paradigm shifted, and the Pentagon came forward, or those Pentagon papers were leaked, and here we are. So I think that Ancient Aliens has certainly paved the way to let everyone know, it's okay to talk about aliens, and it's okay to investigate how long they've been here, how long they've been observing us, and I really think that we're in this process called disclosure, and I think we're more towards the end of it as opposed to towards at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think we live in the most exciting of times.
I also believe, going back to Bill Shatner, I also believe that Star Trek was part of disclosure.
Created?
Absolutely.
To open the door for disclosure?
Yes.
No, I completely agree with this, that, and I think that, Star Trek, Star Wars, all these different sci-fi movies, I mean, it's all part of, letting the people know, or the general population around the globe, that, hey, these ideas are considered sci-fi, but, what if it were true? And this is, of course, one of our lines from Ancient Aliens, that, we try to look at ancient stories that seem like sci-fi, but with the question, what was the spark of inspiration? Because we all know that no sparks exist in a vacuum, so how did they come up with ancient stories of flying machines and visitations from beings that descended from the sky?
There is so much out there, so many things that are questioned. Giorgio Tsoukalos, Ancient Aliens, they're doing a live show. It's an in-person experience. You can go to ancientaliensLiveTour.com and find out all the info.
All right, so Giorgio, stand by. We'll come back. We'll talk more with you and more about one of our favorite topics, aliens. Oh, yes. On the way next. Hang on. All right, Giorgio Tsoukalos joining us from Ancient Aliens.
He's a meme. He's a man. man. He's a legend.
I mean, Giorgio, like, do people come up to you at the airport and they're like, "Man, I know you from somewhere."
Oh, they know where.
How do I know you?
Let me tell you, I mean, look, that meme is something that grew organically, and I ran with it because if Arnold has his, I'll be back catchphrase and Sylvester Stallone has his Rocky hands, I think I'm in good company with my aliens hands.
Yeah. And it's the answer for everything. Anything that has ever been questioned, you just go, aliens.
Okay, so Giorgio, let's get to it. Let's do a fast, quick hits. Do you believe that the balloons that we saw over America were from aliens or man-made?
I think they were man-made. Look, we know that the Chinese spy balloon that was shot down, the first one we know that was Chinese. Then the second one I think was some $12 hobby balloon, whatever. And then the other two, also are in the direction of some type of spy balloons. I think the whole thing was so fascinating because, the question arose, well, how come we see all these things now all of a sudden? And apparently it's because the military or the people with the satellites turned off the filters. What does that mean? Well, before, satellites had the filters on that could only detect, or this is what I'm told, that could only detect things that go at the speed of missiles, something very fast. So they never were, configured to detect balloons, which, by the way, by that alone, I'm flummoxed. I'm flabbergasted that we never thought that, hey, maybe we can also be spied by with balloons. So it's all very strange, but I absolutely point towards, I think it's man-made, but at the same time, what it taught us is that people will not, let's say they would have been E.T. The first thing we do is shoot at it. Horrible, right? Yeah. The second thing, all this stuff went down kind of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, Monday, there was no panic. Everybody went to work, regardless whether we had the answer, whether it was aliens or not. Everybody went to work on Monday, including myself. So, it's not like the world stopped or broke out in a panic, which so often people, suggest that, that's why the government doesn't tell us because we would all break out in a wild mass hysteria. Well, that didn't happen. And so, I've always said for a long time, we are ready as a planet. We're ready to be told, hey, by the way, not only are we not alone, but they're here and they're observing. And if and when that happens, maybe then we can, be told, how we can, improve our planet somehow, because clearly we're too stupid to do it ourselves.
Yes. And it would be great because don't they have those magic beds that if we all lay in them, we get healed of everything?
I hope so.
Yeah, I've read that.
I need somewhere. A new knee. Giorgio, thank you, man. We appreciate it. Check out Ancient Aliens Live, Project Earth. This is a live in-person experience that you can experience for yourself by going and getting all the information. AncientAliensLiveTour.com. AncientAliensLiveTour.com. Giorgio, we would love to have you on anytime you want. And
well, you got it. Thank you so much for having me on, and I welcome everyone to come and join us on the road. The energy there is very special, and I know that anyone in attendance will make new friends and will exchange stories and learn something new as well.
Dude, I want to hang out with you and Nick Pope. I'll be like done.
I'll just sit there. Giorgio, thanks, man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you, man.
Wow, we have videos, lots of them, more than just the one you watched. We got more and more and more and more.
Yeah, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or we'll tell your mom.